Right, okay, so let's do your love bonus, okay, because love is not something we look at for Gemini. I will start doing more additional reads. So let's take a look and see what the bonus is for love, okay? What is the bonus edition for Gemini? So we do have the death card, so some of years we talked about this. You definitely do need to put an end to something. For those who are single, if you want love to come into your life, you need to heal your unconscious. So I feel like your unconscious is blocking love from coming into your life. The death card obviously is the end, so it's the ending of a chapter, you know. So if you had bad experiences in the past in love, you need to finally put an end to that and make peace with it so new love can come in. Because some of you Gemini, this is hiding. So you're kind of in your own world or you're hiding. But some of years I feel like there's a person in your life, this is this poisonous person, and you need to just put an end with this person because they're just keeping you captive. They're not going to give you anything, right? Knight of Swords. Okay? Knight of Swords can be someone who's very independent, or it can also be someone who's very angry. So, but I think there's also, again, self-sabotage, so we've got to take responsibility for who we're choosing in our life. Okay? So some of you are choosing non-committal masculines, or you're choosing people who don't want to settle down, they don't want to commit. That's what, let me just pull this out. So that's what that Fool is. These are like men who just like, they want to flip from woman to woman, they don't want to commit, they're non-committal, they don't want to settle down. I feel like the Fool is also someone who is very reckless. So this is someone who they're very self-absorbed and they don't really think about how they affect other people and their life. Player. So Geminis are either dealing with a player or just very territorial men. What's the advice for Geminis in love at this time? The Star. So this is about healing, and we just talked about this. So not only is this about healing, but it's paying attention to what you're attracting. Because some of you are attracting these unhealed men or these non-committal men, but it's really coming from an unconscious place, right? Some of you, it's coming from your childhood. Some of you, you're attaching yourself. This is also fear. So a lot of you want love to come in your life, but again, you need to heal. Okay, because this woman is just living isolated. She's very alone, she's very isolated. So that's what you need to change. The death card is about change, right? So we can go from single to a relationship, we can go from a relationship to single. Something needs to change. And then you've got the Star. So the Star is about healing. But I think some of you Geminis at this time, like, you're living in your own head, you're living in your own world. Some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, an Aries, a Scorpio, definitely Leo, player energy, and yeah. But I feel like some of you have got a person in your life, and this person is there to teach you, because the Page of Pentacles is where we're learning something. So the person in your life right now is there to teach you something about yourself, to teach you something about what we talked about, which is the mirror. So what you're attracting into your life. Okay, what else are we seeing for Geminis in love at this time? It's the Temperance. So a strong message I just heard is pay attention to how you feel around people. Or pay attention to how you feel around a person. Because this is your body and your energy screaming at you what the truth is. So remember we talked about this person who's playing mind games. Some of years it's this player. They're in and out. They play mind games, they blow hot and cold, but that's deceptive. It's manipulative, it's deliberate. This person does that so you stay confused and you stay isolated. So they've got access when they want it, right? But they don't care about you. But if you listen to your energy, it'll tell you the truth. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting some Geminis that you keep being in your head, overthinking a connection, but you should be feeling the connection, not thinking about it. Ace of Swords. We've just said this. So you're in your head, You're distorting your own mind. This can also be distorting the truth. You're confusing yourself when it's obvious. But I'm going to say for some of you Geminis, you're just dealing with a player at this time. You're dealing with a fool energy. You're dealing with someone who's just playing you. Or this person wants to be a player. They want to keep their options open, but they want to keep access. It's a waste of time. And that is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when we're letting people into our life who they are wasting our time, they are exploiting us, and we're playing along with them. To a cops. So if you're single and you're in a good place, there could be a strong Leo. I heard some of you are going to meet somebody who's like a gym trainer. So the gym is coming up strongly, yeah. It could be starting a gym, it could be getting fit, it could be really working on yourself, working on your confidence, working on your body. And then some of you could meet a gym trainer, okay? Or meet somebody at the gym. But some of you could also be dealing with that type of person. So this is someone who's like very superficial, they love what they look like, they like a lot of attention. 6 of Cups, okay? But see the cat, so Leo energy again. But I feel like for Geminis who are taking accountability, this is also the past. So some of you, I feel like you was deeply hurt in the past and you've gone on guard, you've isolated yourself, and this is what you need to end because there's a new relationship coming in. And I feel like you can have a deep connection to this person. But Geminis need to get out the head and listen to their energy, okay, around people, because it'll tell you a lot. The Hangman. So I feel like someone's hanging you out to dry, or they're just keeping you hanging, you know? And then some of you, it's deep down, you want love, but you're not willing to work on yourself, you're not willing to heal yourself, you're not willing to confront the past. Maybe you dealt with somebody, we talked about this in the past, who was very reckless, you know? Because fool people are very reckless people, like they don't think things through. This is people who live day to day. This is people who, they get involved with people, they're not really thinking long term, but it can create damage, you know? So this is the problem with these type of people. Some people, they like players, they like the game, but if you're looking for a deeper commitment, this type of person is just going to damage you. But again, I do think Geminis need to take accountability. Okay, by taking accountability and being selective. In other words, you know, you can be selective about who you let into your life, right? Some of you didn't choose what this person did to you, but you can choose to heal. You can choose for this to not like define love for you, right? So a lot of people, they have like 1 relationship, 2 relationships, or a marriage, and then they just give up. You don't have to do that, okay? But you do have to start working on yourself and your value and your healing, and then that'll bring a very sweet connection into your life. The sacral is coming up very strong, so this can also be just sexual relationships. But you've got to understand as well that when a woman gives her body to a man, she becomes attached. So it's not just sex for her, she can become attached. Whereas a man can just have sex with a woman and it's just sex. So the problem with the modern culture and the dating game is it benefits men, not women. So women have to be selective and they have to be smart. And, you know, is the women who just want intimacy? Yes, so they're not bothered, they're in a good place. I love this as well because this could be someone who's getting into dance, or there's something about this, there's something about aerial yoga. I feel like Geminis need to do something at this time that makes them feel sexy. Like sexy. Like, and there's something about aerial yoga, or it could be pole dancing, it could be, it's to do with those type of arts where you're moving your body, but your body becomes pilots, your body becomes like really toned, and it just also makes your energy feel really good. And then like what you're wearing just makes you feel sexy, you know? So the other side of the coin is that's what I'm getting. Let go of the bitterness, let go of the past. Don't define all men based off your past experience or past men, right? You can meet many pieces of shit and then meet the most ultimate man. So I think it's about getting back to you, and there's something about starting some kind of art. Yoga is an art, right? Pilot is an art, and by doing this you're going to start feeling really confident and really sexy, because there's a lot of that with this star and like, okay. I think sometimes people do things to us, or we go through things and we don't understand. We just don't understand how people can be what they are. But some people can be, we talked about this, just poison. Just poison. And if you're a good person, sometimes you can't understand why people would do what they do. But not everybody's the same. There is great evil in this world, and there's good in this world. And some of you might have encountered that. But it's time, I wouldn't say to get over it, but to move forward, right? Because by moving forward, there's a new chapter. Maybe it's about that as well, which is seeing it as a chapter of your life, not your life. Don't let it define you. King of Cups. Okay. I also feel like it's a time for Gemini women specifically to be selfish. Right? It's time to, with men, to ask yourself, does this man make me feel confident, sexy? Does he make me my best version? And if he doesn't, or he's trying to breadcrumb, get rid. You know, just get rid. Don't fake it now. Don't lie to yourself. I said this last night to a client. He who lies to himself lies to everybody. It's that simple. If you're a liar, then everything else is a lie. So it's time to leave from the truth, even if it's difficult, even if it's painful. Some of you might be married, you know. You might have been in a long-standing relationship. But there's something with Gemini, whereby being honest with themselves, by listening to themselves, by taking accountability, they can reshape the love life. Whether you're single, married, but it's a convenient marriage. Maybe you're dealing with this F-boy and, you know. And these men are good, right, because they know how to manipulate women, because they spend a lot of time with women. You know, they deal with a lot of women, so they understand women, so they know how to play women. So don't feel like a fool. The fool is someone who feels like a fool, or they feel like they've been played for a fool. Let it go. Let it go. That's what I'm getting for Gemini, is like, the lighter you are, there's a lot of toxic people now. There's a lot of bored people. There's a lot of people who, they feel a certain kind of way. There's a lot of reckless people. So I think as long as Gemini feels good in themselves, and they know they're doing the right thing in themselves, all else will fall into place. Page of Wands. But it really is a time for positive energy. Like, it really is a time for, like, not allowing the dark, getting rid of toxicity in yourself, avoiding toxicity in other people, setting strong boundaries, not allowing yourself to be in things that like mess with your head or, you know, distract you. And I just feel for Geminis, this is sex, this is intimacy, this is nice clothes. So this could also be being in a relationship, but it needs a spice. So we start wearing different clothes, we spice things up. You know, sometimes a marriage isn't over, or a relationship is not over, it just needs spicing up. You know, new energy, new clothes, and new experimentation. But I love this for Gemini, for the Geminis who are kind of open, and you have learned some hard lessons, you've definitely encountered the dark. But I think now's the time to focus on the light. Because I feel like for some of you, these people who you've attracted, that's what they want. They want you in the dark, they want you focused on them. That's the goal. It's like this masculine, he knows your value, but he wants access of the value without investment. It's poison, it's demonic, right? It's greed, it's the 7 deadly sins. For the Gemini woman, for the Gemini man, you could be meeting an Aquarius woman. This woman is very beautiful. It could be a past life connection. Some of you might be reconnecting with someone from your past. So this could be like a missed opportunity. And the Page of Wands is this person gets back in touch. I think it's a good time to be in the light, to be doing what's right. Not trying to be Kanye, but a little bit. Focus on the light and do what's right. And don't be scared of the night. Okay, I'm joking. But seriously, I feel like now's a good time to be in a positive energy and really, really start thinking about what you want. Do things that make you feel good. Hi everyone, welcome to a quick sponsor. So I've partnered with Psychic Source, and this is an amazing platform. So they only hire 2% of psychics, which means everybody on this platform is very good at what they do, and they've done over 10 million readings. So YouTube Tarot is great and TikTok, but if you're looking to speak to somebody directly and quickly, then this is what you want to be doing. They're doing deals at this time. If you sign up in the link below, you get 10 minutes for 30 minutes, you get 5 minutes for 20 minutes, I hope I'm saying this correctly, and you get 3 minutes for 10 minutes. So you get 3 minutes and you can try different psychics and test it for yourself. But it's just an amazing platform if you want to speak to honest, really, really good people. In other words, you can see here, they're just normal people. You know, just normal, cool people. There's men, there's women. They do phone reads, they do chat reads, they do video reads, which is awesome because it's what you feel comfortable with. So maybe you don't want to speak to someone face to face, but you'd like to call somebody. It's for men, it's for women, it's for everybody. So check it out in the description box below. I'm very picky. People know this. They've known me for a long time. I'm very careful with who I endorse, but I do believe that this is a great platform. It's been featured in the news. It's awesome. So check it out in the description box below. With women, you know, they deal with a lot of women, so they understand women, so they know how to play women. So don't feel like a fool. The fool is someone who feels like a fool, or they feel like they've been played for a fool. Let it go. Let it go. That's what I'm getting for Gemini, is like, the lighter you are, there's a lot of toxic people now. There's a lot of bored people. There's a lot of people who, they feel a certain kind of way. There's a lot of reckless people. So I think as long as Gemini feels good in themselves, and they know they're doing the right thing in themselves, all else will fall into place. Page of Wands. But it really is a time for a positive energy. Like, it really is a time for, like, not allowing the dark, getting rid of toxicity in yourself, avoiding toxicity in other people, setting strong boundaries, not allowing yourself to be in things that, like, mess with your head or, you know, distract you. And I just feel for Geminis, this is sex, this is intimacy, this is nice clothes. So this could also be being in a relationship, but it needs a spice. So we start wearing different clothes, we spice things up. You know, sometimes a marriage isn't over, or a relationship is not over, it just needs spicing up. You know, new energy, new clothes, and new experimentation. But I love this for Gemini, for the Geminis who are kind of open, and you have learned some hard lessons, you've definitely encountered the dark. But I think now's the time to focus on the light. Because I feel like for some of you, these people who you've attracted, that's what they want. They want you in the dark, they want you focused on them. That's the goal. It's like this masculine, he knows your value, but he wants access of the value without investment. It's poison, it's demonic, right? It's greed, it's the 7 deadly sins. For the Gemini woman, for the Gemini man, you could be meeting an Aquarius woman. This woman is very beautiful. It could be a past life connection. Some of you might be reconnecting with someone from your past. So this could be like a missed opportunity. And the Page of Wands is this person gets back in touch. I think it's a good time to be in the light, to be doing what's right. Not trying to be Kanye, but a little bit. Focus on the light and do what's right. And don't be scared of the night. Okay, I'm joking. But seriously, I feel like now's a good time to be in a positive energy and really, really start thinking about what you want. Do things that make you feel good. Do things that make you feel balanced. Focus on yourself. Improve yourself. For the single Gemini women, what this is going to do is bring love to you. Right? So in other words, they'll come to you because basically you're doing the right thing. King of Swords. Some of you might meet an air sign, another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But see the way this guy's wearing a wedding ring? Okay? If you're married as a Gemini and you're struggling, remember what we've just said. Hang on. Don't just end it. See the way he's got his back to the death? Like sometimes it's not about ending it, it's about working on it. Right? Giving it time. Approaching a therapist, whatever that might be. Okay? What? So remember we just said for the Gemini woman, you start working on yourself. You're not obsessing, you're not chasing, you're not in your head. And then multiple kings are coming out. Multiple people who want to date you. Multiple people who want to take you out. So let's just ask where you're sabotaging in love. Where is Gemini sabotaging in love at this time? Ten of Pentacles. Some of you are dealing with someone who's married. Some of you, your career is taking too much focus, or money is taking too much focus. So you need more balance. Some of you are being too much like, see the Emperor? So some of you is like, you're looking for Mr. Perfect and it's like he just doesn't exist. You've got to give people a chance. And sometimes you need to look in the opposite direction. You know, sometimes you've got a certain type or the idea of the person who'll make you happy, but it can be a totally different person. Remember we talked about energy. So pay attention when you're in the company of masculines to how they make you feel. Okay? Because I feel like you've got someone around you, or you've got someone who's messaging you, and you might not be that interested in this person, but this person can make you very happy. And I feel like some of you are going for like the rich boys or the it boys, and this is the problem, you know? Or you might have this big massive list and it's just not realistic with like reality, the Ace of Wands. And some of you are going for someone who's a high flyer, like an Andrew Tate. Right, that's where you're sabotaging. You're going for somebody who's like an Andrew Tate, but these people, they have options. And they see women as assets. They don't see them as, you know, love kind of thing. So, and then the Ace of Wands is the phallic symbol. So this is people you're sleeping with, but they're just not going to invest. Maybe this person wants to build the career. Okay. So I love this for you. I think it's a time, and I would really, really listen. If you want to improve your intimate life, if you want to really be a magnet for love at this time, I mean, you've got loads. You've got the Emperor, the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So what Gemini women should do now is do what they do best. You are a highly desired woman when you're in your power. Your job now is to get back in your power. Your job now is to not pursue, nothing like that. Let them pursue you, let them message you, let them put the work in. Like, not interested. Be so focused on your own life and your own healing and your own journey that whatever is delivered can only be divine. Right? Because you're so in your own stuff and you're feeling good that what you're attracting can only be divine. And some of you just need to stop trying to get a commitment from this person. And then there also is basically your history. So in the general, we talked about this. In your history, there might have been a very neglectful father or abusive father, because the Ten of Pentacles can be our family, and then the Emperor is the father. So this can be what our father did to us. If he neglected us, abused us in any kind of way, this can affect who we choose in love. Because we talked about this, didn't we? So you're going on the road to healing and to purifying and to falling in love with yourself. And some of you, I feel like you dealt with a masculine in the past where this person, they damaged your confidence, they damaged how you view yourself, how you feel about yourself. Because if we're in a toxic relationship, and the Five of Swords just showed itself, so this is someone who knows exactly what they're doing. They want to beat a person down. So the person loses value and confidence. Because if you do that, then you can control the person. You can make the person feel unworthy, right? So some of you has dealt with a real low-level piece of shit in the past. But again, what I'm getting is close the chapter. Because if you close the chapter and you listen to this advice, you can open a new chapter and it's going to be far better. Some of you are going to go from hiding and isolated to dating and just lots of opportunity, and you know, some of you are going to meet somebody solid, but it starts with you. And I think as well, it also starts with, we talked about this honesty. I do think there's a lot of people who are not in a good place. They do have work to do, and instead of doing the work, they're just running out meeting people. That's what the fool is, right? You've got to figure yourself out. You've got to make yourself happy, and then you're in a place to connect with another person, right? When you run out there looking for love as happiness, you end up in a very bad situation, right? Because that's your source of happiness. So I think this is powerful, I really do. But there's something to do where the old is over, the chapter is done. There's no point. Learn from it. Okay, that's the point of it, right? Learn from it, but move forward. For the Gemini man, this could be you. I think you're coming up like quite powerful. But see the way he's looking back at the hangman. Okay. So you could have also been married before, in a relationship before. Stop looking back. And there's something to do with, you're going to have to change up your routine. So if you're single, the Page of Wands is sending that energy out there, or they're putting themselves in the type of places that they can attract love. Some of you might meet someone through career or your business. Maybe it's their business, okay? Networking, seminar, stuff like that. But love is there if you want it. It's just Gemini carrying the right attitude and putting themselves in the right places, and not defining themselves by the childhood, the past experiences, what other people have projected. Because people want to project your value all day, because if they project your value, they can control you, right? But I want to keep this to just love. But some of you, as I'm telling you, by focusing on this fuckboy, by continuing to give this person your time, your energy and your investment, you're blocking love. Like some of you, there's a lot of options here. For the Gemini man, this Aquarius woman could be a really good fit. Maybe a Leo woman. Okay? Some of you, there was a Pisces in your past. There's just a message to like not wait. Don't wait on anyone from your past. Don't let anyone shelve you. Don't let anyone play games. You know, I have clients who come in, they're like, Elisa, he looked at my story. I messaged him, he didn't respond, but he looked at my story. He's playing fucking games. Like, who does this? What are we, 15? You know? So at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself, how you value yourself, not waste your time, and be honest with yourself. People who are interested put in the time. They put in the work, they want to see you. They don't play games, keeping you in social media, looking at your story, ignoring your messages. I'm making that as an example. And I'm not judging and I'm not mocking, because I've done it myself. It's so easy to fall into things. So this is, I love this for you, because this is, if Gemini is like, yeah, actually, I'm not going to let anyone fuck with my mind. I'm not going to mess with my own mind. If you put yourself in the right headspace and you try some of the things we've mentioned here, and you're honest with yourself, your love life looks magical. But what people want with these tarot readings is fluff. It's why you see these reads where they have big views, because it's all fluff. This is honesty. You get what you invest in. You need to work on yourself. You need to start making yourself feel good. You need to fall in love with yourself, and that's what you're wearing. It's working on your body. It's working on your mindset. It's looking at yourself and saying, I'm pretty hot. You know? Don't look at other people and what they're doing and what they look like. Look at yourself and work on yourself. And if you do that, there's a lot of good stuff coming in your love life. For the Geminis who just keep hanging about or living in the past or blaming the past or living out through this old wound, it's block. Let me clarify that. I don't know where I've put the deck, so I think, oh yeah, there. So let me clarify that. Okay, so what about the Geminis who just keep like doing the same thing, like they just keep holding on? What about them Geminis? Queen of Wands. With the Six of Pentacles. So I'd say this is a woman who, this is passion, this is also energy. So you're giving your passion and you're giving your energy, but the Six of Pentacles is one-sided. So one person is benefiting and the other person isn't. This is someone who's begging for, you know, time, energy, a commitment maybe. And then the Two of Wands is somebody who's double dealing. So this is someone who's got two people in their life, especially if this person is married. For the Gemini man, this could be you're dealing with a Leo. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, doesn't matter. This is a general read, but you're dealing with someone who basically, this person just wants attention. They want your attention. They want to keep you shelved in case they change their mind later, but they're not serious. So I feel like some of you are dealing with people who like to give you a bit of time, they give you a bit of energy, but just enough to keep you interested. And that's how you know. That's how you know people don't love you and they don't respect you, because healthy, genuine people do not act like this. They don't feed off people's attention and energy and play games. Like, that's not how healthy people act. It's how toxic, poisonous, demonic people act. Right. So this is not negative. This is very, very powerful. But it comes back to the first read, which is it depends on Gemini. So it depends on if you listen to this and apply it. If not, I think it's just going to be more of the same. And that's the Gemini woman, given all of her energy, all of her passion, all of her good stuff to this draggy person. See the hands? Please, sir, can I have some more? It's a beg. Six of Pentacles is like a beggary. You're begging for money, you're begging for you're begging. Yeah? Okay, you're subservient to something. Something has power over you, it controls you, it owns you. What? You know, you're a Gemini, and frankly, you need to remember who the F you are. Okay, so I hope you like this read. If you want the 7 key messages or you want any other read, check out the description box below the video.